Hello and welcome. This is Resident Evil 4 the remake, and this is the video showing you how to get the S plus ranking on standard difficulty, and this is chapter number 6. So let's get going. Again, you will see that Leon is wearing the chicken hat, which means I'm going to take less damage from everyone and everything. And Ashley is wearing the suit of armor. The suit of armor can be unlocked by completing the game in professional with an A ranking, and it must be done in at least 10 hours. And the chicken hat can be unlocked by completing the game in hardcore mode with an S plus ranking. They're probably the two most effective and efficient additional costumes that you can get. So I recommend unlocking those as soon as you are able. Okay, let's see what the merchant has today. Right, it is the riot gun. So that is one of my preferred weapons. So at this point, I'm going to sell a few of the weapons that I'm not going to use. I'm not going to use the Red 9. The current shotgun, I'm not going to use either. We don't need that kitchen knife. I'm not going to use the skull shaker. Okay. Eggs are good for additional income. We'll get rid of those. We're going to fix our knife. And then we are going to buy the riot gun.
That there's a real boomstick, mate. It will reduce your target to a bloody pulp.
Okay, I'm also going to see if I can just put this treasure together. Let's see what we need. 1, 2, 3.
Get yourself welcome.
We'll sell that real quick.
Interest you in a deal well struck.
Okay, let's see what we can improve. Gun's pretty good.
Molding a weapon to suit your specific needs. See how that feels, mate. Fella like yourself.
Okay.
On a pleasant travel.
That's given us everything we need to progress. Let's move forward. I'm going to load up, craft any ammunition that we can. Let's have a look. Okay, a couple of tricky sections coming up. Plenty of ammo to spare. This first section, depending on what you see through these boards, there is a guy that comes around this way. Sometimes he's facing the opposite way. Sometimes he walks this way. Just wait for him to get past. Sneak up behind. R2. Now, if you're playing this on assisted, you can basically run all the way through and you'll most likely make it without taking any damage. But as the difficulty gets harder, you will take damage. So what I like to do is I'm going to try and take out these two women that have the torches. Come on, there we go. Typically that's going to start them coming after you. Now to get you, they've got to run up that staircase, so it means they're all going to come running that way. There isn't one of those larger brutes. There he goes. We want to wait for him to get a little way past us. And then we're going to drop down on the furthest right of this ledge, because there are bear traps everywhere. And again, run to the right, hugging the wall, avoiding the bear traps to get out of this area. Once we're through, they do not chase and follow, so we have a clear run. We're going to jump in this building. There is a villager waiting around the corner. There is a treasure in here. Again, we're trying to collect what we can along the way. The treasures we're going to use obviously for upgrading our existing weapons, and for the S plus ranking I recommend making sure you have enough pesetas, the currency, to buy rocket launchers for the boss fights. Makes a huge difference. It really does expedite the game, and when you're trying to get an S plus ranking, it is all about time. So you have 5 hours to complete the game from start to finish, and that means it's about 18 minutes per chapter, which isn't a lot of time. So the beginning chapters 1 through 6 are fairly easy. You should be able to get some additional time saved. But once you get into the later chapters, it is a lot more difficult. And so the chapters get longer, which means you have less opportunity to bank time. You will probably go over in some of those later chapters. Certainly 14 and 15 are quite long. So we're trying to build up enough of a cushion in the beginning of the game so that later on we have plenty of time left to make sure we get that S plus ranking. Again, we're going to collect what we can. There's another mini fight that we have to take down these steps here in a second, but we're going to go and grab some treasure around this corner really quickly. Okay, let's get this fight started. There are a couple of maniacs with chainsaws. The harder the level you're on, the harder it is to defeat them. What I typically will do is save a couple of grenades and kind of get them stunned in the beginning.
Give me a warning next time?
And then switch to a shotgun. Try not to let anybody get too close. That's the checkpoint, that's what we need, the crank. Okay, once we have the crank, we can head out of there. I'm just going to pale over to the left just because there's a couple of extra barrels we can get. We do have to unlock this gate, give that a bit of a kick. Okay, grab the ammo, and then we just have to get out of here. Need to place the crank into that hole. Hold down the X button and hope the villagers don't sneak up behind me while I'm trying to wind it open. And as long as they don't, there we go. We can get through. Once we're through, the villagers won't chase, so we're free to make it to the next section.
No, I'm okay. I guess.
You did well back
Again, just gonna take a second, reload.
your first time running from creeps.
I can't tell if that's meant to be a compliment.
Grab all the ammo that we can. Remake. Okay. I'm gonna craft that. So when you craft all 3 colored herbs together, that's how you can increase your overall health. So we want to grab all the yellow herbs that we can. For this section, we have got to start running. Again, I'm going to skip all the cutscenes because it eats into the time. And then we are just going to try and run past as many of them as we can. We're going to shoot this barrel just to slow them down. And just try and run through them. We're going to run to this ledge here on the side. And out of harm's way. Again, another cutscene. We're going to skip that. And what we are left with to end this chapter is a boss fight. We have to fight Mendez.
What about you?
So again, we're going to grab what we can that's lying around. We're going to visit the merchant. Just tune up what we have. See if there's anything that we can sell. Can't sell that. But we can sell the headdress and the velvet blues. So we're going to sell those. We're going to make sure our knives are up to par. We're going to use those. We're going to keep that rifle as it is. Just add a little bit of ammo to that one. Reload. And then let's get this boss fight. Now there is a typewriter just next to the merchant. So if you've got this far, you think you've done really well, a bit nervous about the boss fight, there's your chance to save it. We are just going to get this thing started. Let's go.
Should know you were one of the bugs.
Okay, as soon as he drops down, run up, R2, stab that eye.
That had to have done something.
Get back out of there. There are ladders on both sides. Hopefully we can get up before he grabs you. If you're at the top, you can jump down and stab his eye by using the R2 prompt. I think there's an actual, it's one of the challenges within the game is to be able to do that. Okay, that's him separating. Again, I'm going to go back up. He's going to start throwing flames and boards at you. Here we go. We're going to try and get out of the way of that. Whenever he says that, he's going to pick up barrels of gasoline. We're going to shoot those. Down again. and he's dead. So pretty straightforward, a little bit of running around. Take a couple hits, but again, we've got reduced damage, so not worried about the occasional hit. Nothing left to collect. Let's jump out of the window. There's the cutscene. And then we just have to run up to the castle. So we're going to head up this path. This is the end of the chapter coming up. So again, for the S+ ranking, it's about being time efficient. I'm not worried about damage particularly. What I want to do is give myself enough time to get through the end portion of the game. I want to get through the first 13, 14 chapters in about 4 hours so that the final couple chapters are straightforward. So again, thank you for watching. Please take a second to like and subscribe and check out our other videos. We will see you on the next one.